he was roadman?
I don't know. I think he just be an innocent person too. I don't know.
Nah, man. What are
I was just starting to see glimpses.
What really goes on out there in Liverpool, but across UK basically.
Yeah, no shit, wicked. Like
Yeah, I definitely gotta chill. Cause
yeah, definitely more wicked than us, though. I'm gonna keep it on niggas. You could walk around as an unknown person and be high.
Actually, this popped up on my home screen on YouTube. Talking about we have to walk around with knives. Some definite educational video for educational purposes, YouTube. So if you see the title, just know, don't strike us. But we about to hop right into this. I mean, we already know there's a whole lot of knife crime out there. So we about to just see what BBC News has to talk about.
I'm not gonna run in.
For niggas that don't know what London for me really is, this is what goes on.
Use my respect. I've already got stopped in them.
Stereotypes is just real right. Britain niggas. Stereotypes are not really like this though.
That's what I'm trying to say. This is for niggas that just have it.
When they chased them into an alleyway, and I just shooting them, stab them.
It's killing the name of Liverpool. It's just turning people into monsters.
I have to walk around with a knife every day, mate, because this is what we have to walk around with.
Wasted lives.
Starts from, you know, selling a bit of weed, selling a bit of Class A's, this it goes on and on.
When did you start carrying knives? 12. Can't just see what you have. That's not a knife, that's not me. Why do you carry
Like a whole
A mini samurai.
Yeah.
that weapon?
Because I live in fear of my life, and as long as I've got this with me, I feel safe.
But that looks a bit more than self-defense to me.
Scare tactics, the bigger the better.
Scare tactics. Damn right.
Face knives, face guns. I've been shot in the leg, you know.
Have you stabbed someone before?
Yeah.
That's really
That's a real fat question.
I'm disturbed, mate. We're all disturbed, you know, because we're all the same. We all grow up through the same shit, and no one breaks the cycle. It's hard around here. The cycle never breaks.
Start playing basketball, soccer, introduced to weed, start chinging shit.
It said soccer, introduced to weed and started chinging shit. Hang around the G's.
It happens from when you go to school, you argue with other kids, and then just the next thing you know, you just end up getting stabbed or something.
Alright, never mind then. It's gonna be. Damn. Damn, oh.
You have to roll with blades and not around here to take it without blades and that.
Are you two rolling with blades?
Yeah.
I'm not, but I've got one local. I don't need them around here.
I've got one.
Can we see? What is it?
Sure, sir. I carry this every single day when I'm out.
Do you know what would happen if the police caught you with that?
Yeah, getting this.
And do you know what would happen to you?
Yeah, probably go to jail.
I
Like, I've had to stab a couple kids because they've been chatting shit over social media
Yo, he's wildin', bro.
Nah, yeah.
about me, about my my about dead dead friends. people?
What about her dead mates?
Yeah, he's wrong. I don't think
And
that's
what
how you
damage
should
happened to those kids?
Yeah, sliced face.
They're scarred for life.
Yeah.
This is completely wrong. This is unacceptable.
Why are you trying to talk down
Karma
these niggas?
works in both ways. I know my karma's probably going to catch up to me one day. And when it happens, it happens. I'm not going to run from it. I'm going to fight back.
Gangster,
You
respect.
prepared.
Don't tell me every 16 minutes somebody gets bodied. That's beastie. That shit's in offense, not in defense.
I could never walk these streets right here, right now, without having flashbacks, memories of some sort. Misery,
Pieced you up.
abuse, torture.
My beastie.
So it's like an ongoing thing.
How many knives did you see on the streets here with the gang?
Countless.
Countless knives.
One of me boyfriend at the time's friends pulled up at the car.
A gang member.
Yeah. And said, I can take you to him. So I got in, because this went out of the ordinary. So we proceeded to drive in silence, and then we approached the park, and he went into the park, into the car park, and proceeded to lock the doors of the car. So that at that instant I knew that I went.
What? Damn.
At first it was trying to take my own life, suicide attempts. But no,
Yeah, that's crazy, I ain't gonna lie. That's some beastie shit happening out there. I thought it was just knives, and they started talking about this crazy
I
shit.
mean, you could really be on some, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know? Like, I feel like that's why I respect the fact that there's a code out here, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you're
It's
bitching
just
some crazy shit, she gonna
what's
get
in my
done
own
up.
head.
That's
I
her
basically have to fight myself every day is a battle in my head.
If you have something, especially in the north side city, postcode rivalry, you've got kids who won't go into the next street. I'm not talking about down to another part of the city. People not going to the next street because they're scared of the gangs that are out.
Yeah, Liverpool definitely has like a different type of accent.
Yeah, they're like Irish.
They're like Irish,
Yeah,
sure.
getting the blue in them with the.
I don't know why this shit keep. We about to take it back.
The city, people not going to that street because they're scared of the gangs that are around there. Move from staying bro, move. Guard up top.
Coach,
Like that.
he's wild.
It doesn't even make the news no more in Liverpool, unless it's a real bad case. But we know about it. As youth workers, we get to find out all the stuff, this stuff's happening on the streets. So we know what's happening a lot more than what the stats are saying, the government stats are saying. There's nothing worse than seeing young people die. These people who are in power should go and stand at a kid's graveyard and watch the other young people mourn. It's not a nice thing to do. It's not a nice thing to see.
That's good.
Injuries he treats.
We've seen people having basically their hands hacked off for £70 cannabis bills. We've seen people who've had their guts basically split open. We've seen people's faces hacked to bits. We've seen people stabbed once who've ended up with colostomy bags. You know, if you go out in a world where somebody's got a knife or you're carrying a knife yourself, it's purely down to luck as to whether you do survive. And if it takes one stab wound to kill you, it doesn't have to be a 5 or 6, stab puncture wounds. It can be down to one single wound, and that can be enough to kill somebody.
Crazy.
My son Joseph was stabbed at a youth centre he'd gone along to watch his friends do band practice. My life just stopped that day. It's something that you never recover from. I had to go from the hospital. I had to go and I had to tell Joseph's younger brother and younger sister what had happened. That's the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life, to tell his brother and sister that their older brother had been attacked and been killed.
And always young, man. Beast.
He was road, man?
I don't know. He could just be an innocent person, too. I don't know.
Nah, man. What are
I was
y'all
just starting to see
doing?
glimpses of the man
Yeah,
that he was
wow.
going to become. He was just starting to mature. And
Yeah,
unfortunately,
that's crazy.
all that stopped
That's OD.
the day that this lad decided to go out with a knife.
If I was her, I'd be sick. My own mom. My son ain't have nothing to do with that, my nigga. What are y'all really doing? I said Wales? National issue?
Damn. Oh
New Yorkers are sick of being.
gosh. Listen, but yeah, that was BBC News. I thought, I don't know if a nigga not trying to even get sick, but you know, I don't know what's going on.
Love Chris Rich.
But that was basically an informative video of what really goes on out there in Liverpool, but across UK basically.
Yeah, man, shit is wicked. I'm not
But
gonna
yeah,
lie.
I definitely gotta chill because
Yeah, definitely more wicked than us, though. I'm gonna keep it on it, because you could walk around as an unknown person and be alright. I mean, like, if you unknown, you go to the projects, you might be alright, depending on what you got on.
It don't matter over there.
Yeah, so if you just unknown, that's an issue.
Like I said, that's an issue.
It's a fact.
Automatically gonna get questioned.
Fact. I mean, like, niggas got respect out here. Like, oh, that nigga coming to see his mom's, alright.
I'm trying to enjoy that, nothing already. Gotta do.